Hey guys, this is the Tim podcast. Just the Tim podcast. He is no longer my friend. All right. In all seriousness, this is the My Friend Tim podcast with the superstar, me, myself, Kody, and the lame co-host, Tim.
Wait, rewind back.
Okay.
I don't think you meant to say that.
Superstar Kody, lame co-host Tim. There,
Dude,
rewind it
I
back.
think you might have misworded your intro there.
You want me to rewind it back again?
Rewind it back. Rewind.
Superstar Kody.
No,
and
regular
my
speed.
lame
No,
co-host Tim.
whoa. Back one word.
Lame.
That's where you go wrong. Just fix that and we can roll.
Not lame. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
So this week, Tim actually told me something very serious. He has a type 5 diabetes.
Dude, I didn't even know I could get to level 5.
Okay. You know, Kim Jong Un went through a surgery and people think he's dead.
Dude, that is so...
So what?
Dude, I have mixed opinions on that guy. Part of me wants to say he's a great guy.
Do you think
Part
he's
of me
hiding?
wants to not.
People think Hitler's hiding from his death. But if Hitler was really hiding, what?
Who is he hiding from?
Ooh, Kim Jong Un?
Yeah, he's not like he's prosecuted. He's fine.
Maybe he's hiding from responsibilities. He doesn't want to be a supreme leader anymore. He just wants to go on vacation.
Dude, that would be crazy.
And then people, if he actually was dead, then his sister, I think it's his sister, is like becoming the new supreme leader. And people are like going like, oh, sister, people are gonna simp with this girl. And then, but she's like way stricter than him. Like she will kill way more people for like doing things a little wrong.
Dude, so we're just trading in for the female worse Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, who wants a female supreme leader, dude?
Whoa.
My
friend Tim is an ally podcast to win.
Who wants a very strict leader? There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants a super strict leader?
Regardless of sex.
What?
Yep.
Sex?
Oh, regardless of gender. I don't mean to be raunchy on the podcast.
Oh, You said sex, and I just got a little flustered.
My senses were wild. Hormones started pumping.
I didn't know what kind of surgery you got. Kim Jong Un surgery.
Heart surgery, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a heart surgeon.
So did the surgery kill him, or was he already just like sick?
Kim Jong. Okay, I'm reading from the Sun.
Okay.
Kim Jong Un's terrified heart surgeon bungled operation as hands were shaking too much.
They just like got a gun to his head as he's doing surgery. Oh!
Doctor, please.
I'm so scared. Please remove the firearm. Oh,
it's like
this is very important, dude. Please. Oh no!
Yeah, they have a heart monitor next to him, and whenever it like starts to beep less, they just like start cocking the gun. A Japanese weekly magazine alleges the portly North Korean leader is now in a vegetative state after the routine stent procedure went horribly wrong.
Dude, they're just gonna like put someone in his skin and have him walk out and be like, everything's all right.
It's funny because he says like North Korea is number one, right?
Uh-huh.
But your own best heart surgeon, he probably got the best heart surgeon in his own country.
Mm-hmm.
So if his best heart surgeon did the worst job on him,
Yeah.
then
point.
that disproves everything he stands for, right?
They probably took that guy behind the hospital and just shot him.
Yeah.
They're like, give
Yeah.
me the second best heart surgeon in North Korea.
He
We can
probably
fix
wants
this.
to get. He probably might want to get like a heart surgery from a different country, like South Korea, but no one will probably want to go because they're too scared.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to be doing their work at
It's weird
gunpoint,
because
shaky hands,
yeah,
mess up the job.
Kim Jong Un is actually like really into Western and American culture because he's friends with like a black guy and he's like a basketball player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and
I
he's
know that
like
there was like controversy because didn't they like hang out?
in yeah. In some
Did,
photos, he's like actually wearing like a cowboy hat and like
mm-hmm.
cowboy clothing, like Western clothing. It's weird. Like, dude, you're running in North Korea and you're like very against like Western culture with your people, but you like get a basketball player from America. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
You're going against your own ideals, dude.
Is it
And
true that they don't believe that the man, don't mean to be raunchy, but urinates and poos?
the people who live there,
Because I've heard that from multiple
you
people.
think people believe that he doesn't poop?
Mm-hmm.
I
The man just works it off.
I think he, what? He just
I
sweats it off. He just
it like
turns
he
into
works so
sweat.
hard that it just like he just gets rid of it inside him.
I don't think that's possible.
I don't know.
He just maybe that's why he's like a little on the obese side.
Yeah.
Maybe he just like stores it in another part of his body.
That's why the heart surgery went so wrong. They actually opened up the poo tank.
He has a BMI scale of 44.9, and that's classified as morbidly obese. It says intelligence services have claimed Kim is a prolific binge eater, drinker, and smoker, all having major impacts on his health. There you go. Don't smoke or don't eat too much. You'll have heart attack, dude.
That's it.
Did you know both his dad, Kim Jong Il, and granddad, Kim Il Sung, died of heart attacks? I'm not sure if it runs in the family thing.
Well, I mean, isn't he always like, I don't know, like smoking and stuff, just like you said?
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe his family does it.
On Tuesday, Daily, North Korea, an online newspaper based in South Korea, they claimed the surgery was on April 12th. And it forced him to miss the national birthday celebrations of his late grandfather. Oof, dude, that sucks, man. Sorry you had to go through heart surgery.
How disrespectful.
His sister, Kim Yo Jong, would most likely emerge as a possible leader, but there could be a violent power struggle in a country where internal dissent is crushed. It's kind of scary.
Dude, this lady, she sounds kind of crazy from what I've heard. I don't know about her.
I think people are like saying now that, oh, North Korea is going to have a female leader way before us.
We had our chance.
They're more progressive than the U.S. I think that's funny. I am sorry for interrupting the podcast. I know it's pretty entertaining, but I have a quick word from our sponsor, from Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's free, and everyone loves a free thing. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and you don't need that clunky hardware or, the expensive software. And Anchor will also help you distribute your podcast for you. And it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And Anchor will help you bring your podcast to those platforms, which is awesome. and then you can actually make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. That means if from the first viewer of the podcast, from the first listener, you can start making money right away. You don't need like a minimum, like 10 people to listen before you make a cent. You get it. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Once again, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thank you, Anchor, for sponsoring the podcast. Tim has bad hygiene. Last time I saw Tim, he was like super smelly. This is before quarantine. And maybe he still smells. I don't know. If he's staying home all day and he has nothing to do, he might as well take a shower. But
Hey, buddy, I'm back.
Hey, I was just talking about how great of a guy you were.
Oh, thank you.
I said you were handsome and good looking, smell good. Oh, he's gone again. Oh.
Dude, I'm so glad. I'm so glad we're good friends.
Yeah,
we would never talk back when each other are gone.
I have some stories about. I actually work at fast food industry, big business, McDonald's. And
you do, big guy right here.
They don't pay that great. They don't pay too great. I'm not gonna open up about my pay, but what do you think McDonald's is? Do you think McDonald's is essential?
Essential.
Yeah, essential business. Yeah. Because I
don't see a reason why they shouldn't be around.
All the small businesses are suffering, but all the big businesses seem to be doing fine. Because
McDonald's gets a bad rap. Like everybody's like talking about like nobody knows where the meat comes from. So no vitamins, but like they don't advertise or they don't try to be anything more than what they are, you know?
I mean, their food is like super unhealthy for you. It's like 3 sandwiches, or people usually eat like 1 or 2 sandwiches, and each sandwich usually has like 400 calories, which is like half. If you eat 2 sandwiches, that'll be like half your daily intake.
I guess it's up to, the people to regulate how much they eat from there.
I have some stories from when I work at McDonald's.
I mean, do they really try? I mean, their spokesperson's just a clown.
What do you mean? Spokesperson? Oh, yeah. You are talking about the mascot? Ronald McDonald?
Yeah.
I think they like kind of shifted that out because they didn't really use that guy anymore. They use the Happy Meal box, dude.
The little monster of a box.
Little M. Anyways, okay. So when you work at a McDonald's, you're gonna have to work at a drive-thru. You're gonna have to work at the front usually. And so basically, when I was working through the drive-thru, there's this one day. There's multiple stories I have from drive-thru, but there's this one funny story where there's this family. They came by. It's like they ordered a Happy Meal or something, but this kid. Okay, it wasn't a kid. It was a dude. He drives up. He pulls up to the window. Right. After I take his order. I tell him to pull up. He comes up to the window, and there's a kid in the back, and he actually has his shirt off. And this kid is literally staring right at me. And okay, I'm talking to this guy, right? While simultaneously looking at the kid. I'm taking his money and telling him like if it's its order, like getting his receipt and stuff, getting him paid. And this kid, he spits at the window, the drive-thru window. And I literally see spit like coming down.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. How bad of a parent are you that your kid has like no public decency?
So you're just sitting in the back, shirtless, just looking at you?
Yeah, and then he just spat at the window after I like was staring at him for like 5 seconds or something.
What kind of a monster of a kid is this?
When I was a kid, I would like never think to spit at the window of a drive-thru because I had respect for the customer service workers. I mean, everyone works their ass off in the customer service industry.
That's true.
Yes, and then I think the parents noticed or something, and then they just like rolled up the window. It was pretty funny. I didn't say anything to them though. And then there's this other time where this dude comes up to the window, right? He orders from the McCafe, which is coffee segment of the menu, and he orders like a mocha latte or something, and he has this coupon on his phone on the McDonald's app, and he tells me to scan it with a scanner, but it's so hard to scan it because I have to grab the scanner, pull out the drive-through window, and then like reach out the drive-through window and try to like scan it perfectly, right? Sometimes I miss and then just scan their face, which is pretty embarrassing. But anyways, this guy, he tells me to scan it. So, but they actually have this thing in the system where you can enter the code instead. There's a 4-digit like code associated with every coupon. So I just enter it in the machine, right? And it works every other time, right? But this guy, he says, I didn't get my coupon. And I tell him, oh, you already paid for it. And it was super awkward back then because I'm not really good with talking to like people and dealing with conflict. And he tells me, oh, hey, you didn't scan it right. And then I'm like, I do it every other time. And I think it's right. And he shows me the app, and it shows another coupon, a different coupon he was supposed to use. And he tells me, hey, see, look, this coupon, it's supposed to be a punch card, right? And he's like, oh, I didn't get a punch off of this coupon. And then I'm like, what? It gave me a different coupon. And he was like, dude, I don't know, man, you're doing something wrong. And then I'm like, I don't know, I can't help you. And then I just give him his like credit card back or something, and he just drives up to the window. And guess what? He complains to my manager, who also tells him that I did nothing wrong. And my manager trusts me that I actually do my job right. Like, can you believe this guy?
I can't.
Yeah.
At every McDonald's, I always notice that there's like you got your mix of like younger kids, and then there's always like one like super like older person.
Yeah.
They just look like they want to end it. Stick their face in the burner.
I would end it if stick their face in the fryer vat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Working in the food industry at like 80 or like 70, you just don't give a crap, you know? Like if someone comes to you with a complaint, you just like shut up like that, and then you don't really worry about like losing your job or anything.
Especially if you've been doing it like long term, like 10 years, and now you're old.
Yeah, I have this one lady who works with me, or I'm not gonna say the name because I don't want to dox her. So she was this like older lady, right? And she would, when like I first got the job, I was like new. I would always like use her cash register because there's every shift they give you they enter a code into every cash register, and you get the register for that shift, right? So this lady would get mad at me because I would use her cash register every time. So even though it was like urgent and I have to take an order, she would be like, hey, you use my cash register.
This is mine.
She would literally like go like search for the person who used it. It's like, who used my cash register? The last order that was taken on this was not mine. And then I would always get scared, but like I always come clean. I'm like, oh, it's me. And then she's like, don't use my cash register.
Ma'am, I use the cash register.
She's a nice lady. We got along like a month or two. I actually have a story. So I can't. I'm not driving. I'm not driving to the McDonald's every time I have a shift, right?
Okay.
I bike to the McDonald's, and I actually this one time, Tim, you may remember this. I crashed into the car, like full speed. This
You crashed
guy,
into the car?
yeah,
Oh, that's embarrassing.
it's not that
Did
funny of a.
you did you go onto the hood, or did you? It was just a.
I didn't go on the hood. I just crashed into the side of it. It wasn't that bad. My bike just got like bent. The wheel just got bent. It's not that uh big of a story.
Any hard feelings?
Any hard feelings? Yeah, this guy like tried to argue that I crashed into him, even though it was like basically his fault for not looking both
Didn't you
ways.
just say you crashed into him?
He told me, "Oh, technically, you crashed into me," and I actually learned this that people who like get into accidents try to get their way out of it by like arguing against you, even though you're like the victim or something.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to like
Yeah,
intimidate you to giving up or whatever.
yeah. It's like so you can't sue them for it, and they don't want to be liable for it, so they just argue, and then they try to make you look like you don't know anything about the road.
But you did know something about the road. You'd been biking those streets for years.
I've been biking those streets, yeah, every day to
So
McDonald's, and
you told
that
that
one
guy
day,
off.
yeah, that one day I got traumatized because I crashed into this one car. Jeez, dude. And he actually, but he's pretty nice. Like he had good intentions. He looked like a dad who like had a family, and he didn't want to be sued for anything. Anyways, at McDonald's, back to the customer service. You sometimes you would have to pull the order forward, right? Because they're still making the order in the back, and you want to move things along. And there's other people in the behind the other cars where the order is already ready because they have like food like nuggets that are like super fast to make. So you would pull those people, and then you have to run outside the restaurant to give them their order when it's ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
So on multiple occasions, it starts to rain, and I would have to go out of the restaurant when it like is a heavy downpour and give the food to them. I always want to keep the food like under like my hands or something. Like I hover my hands over it so it doesn't get super wet. I mean, I'm a nice guy, right? I don't want their food to be wet. They paid for it.
Of course.
Yeah, but some people are like dumb kind of. They wouldn't like they have music bumping in the car. There's this one time they had music bumping in the car and they didn't notice I was like at the window and I like tapped on the window like I mean I waved but waved at first because I didn't want to tap on the window. And then after like 2 times of waving, I tapped on their window and then they finally like pulled down their window and I've been standing out there for like 10 seconds. And I'm like drenching wet when I come back into the restaurant.
Do you ever just get people who are just like think you owe them something, like to fast food
Yeah,
workers?
yeah. Like there's people who come in and we get one thing wrong and they're like, "Can we get something free?" Like I've been waiting for 10 like 15 minutes. Like lady, the Karens, right? Like Karen, you can't always get something free just because you wait. Everyone has to wait. Like there's mistakes in the fast food industry. Not everything is perfect.
Of course.
There's like times where we get orders like very wrong and we if the orders to someone else. There's actually times where I worked at the drive-thru and there's people who like drive up and don't pay and they like drive away with the food and they never pay for it. Like those people are like dishonest, I guess. They're never like pretty. They're never cool
Like
per
they get their
se.
food from the window and they make a
Yeah, they just
turn.
scram.
No.
They just scram.
I thought
Just
that the you pay and then you pull up to the.
yeah, you pay, but there's people who like drive up and like we want to move things along, so the next car just pays, and then we
So you don't even
usually
notice.
catch. Yeah, we usually catch the people, and then sometimes people drive up, and then so if like someone's not paying attention to the orders, right? They can get their orders wrong, mix them up, even if they're like super similar. when I was like new there, I actually like messed it up. And there's two people who ordered 20-piece nuggets, and I got them mixed up. So I made someone pay more for their food, and then someone got confused, like that they didn't get their order right. So that guy who paid more for their food, he just drove off with 20-piece nuggets and like a Coke or something. And then the other guy who like had the order mixed up, he stuck with a 20-piece nugget, like ice cream cone, a pie, and a coffee. And he has to pay like way more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. Like if you've never worked in the customer service industry, like I mean, everyone should work in the customer industry, just get the life experience, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right. There was a story like a few weeks ago, Tim. That there's a pastor in Louisiana, I think. His name was Tony Spell, and he asks, you know how they're giving stimulus checks out?
Yeah.
He created this challenge where he says, "Hey, we're not getting offerings for like few weeks because we have to close down our churches, right? Even though they didn't listen to the government, right? They didn't listen to the government when they said close down churches, and they kept them open. When they finally close them, they're like, oh, everybody. I mean, the pastor Spell. He says, I have a challenge for you folks out there. Anyone, there are 3 rules to this. Donate your money to the church, and donate your money to other churches. Donate to evangelists. What do you think?
So the money that was intended for your well-being to keep you
they
satisfied while you're unemployed, to pay your mortgage and such.
Yeah, they literally
Groceries.
don't care about other people.
Give it to the church.
Even though they literally own a church and they have tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
So those offerings, Jesus Christ will like you to give your money and not pay rent this month.
Dude, this is what he wants. I promise. I actually had a chat with the man upstairs the other day.
Yeah, I prayed last night, and he told me everybody should give their money to me because I really matter. You guys don't.
Exactly. Or like when last year when what do they call it? The Notre Dame Dam.
Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Notre
went
Dame.
down.
Notre Dame. Yeah.
And people donated millions to it, even though the church is worth billions.
I mean, they wanted to keep it alive.
Yeah,
it there.
but the church still has the ability to rebuild it if they want.
But they don't want to spend their Jesus money on rebuilding the church. They want to use their Jesus money to buy private jets. You know those clips online where there's pastors who go oh, there's this one pastor who shook his hand on the camera or something, and he tried to cure coronavirus through the camera.
Yeah, I saw that where he's shouting.
Yeah, and there's other fellow pastors on there, and they're scared of him because he's shouting.
Yeah, or arguing oh, you won't get it if you're afraid of it, or you'll be punished if you're afraid.
And then he just starts shouting Bible verses when he has nothing to say. He's like, John 4:22. I don't know any Bible verses.
Pretty close.
John 42, is that a thing?
Hell if I knew.
Hell, dude.
Heck.
Yeah.
Quick if I knew.
Hell, we're talking about pastors, man. We can't talk about the man downstairs.
Dude, we're going upstairs.
Yeah, we're trying to go upstairs, man. There's a different stimulus challenge that a couple in Dayton, I don't know where Dayton is.
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio,
yeah.
Dayton, Ohio. I'm looking it up. Where is Dayton?
Dayton,
Where is
Ohio.
Dayton?
Beat you to it.
Ohio. Where's Dayton?
Ohio.
It's Ohio. God, gosh damn it. Gosh darn it.
Gosh
There we
darn
go.
it.
Yeah. I'm not trying to upset the man upstairs. We're talking a lot about pasta talk.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not gonna disclose anything. Alright. A Dayton couple is encouraging people who are not in need to donate all part of their stimulus checks to nonprofits or small businesses in the region. Now that's a stimulus challenge I can get behind. Am I right?
You know what?
Am I right?
You're right. You're right.
Instead of donating to big churches, big business, big church, we're donating to small businesses. That's what the communities need, right? Am I right? Am I right?
You know what? You know what? Up top. Thanks for the high five.
Yeah, I clapped. I kind of clapped twice there.
Dude, I'm not really too happy about that. 2 claps.
Just 48 hours into the campaign, the challenge has passed $100,000. More than 50 pledges have come from Ohio, Washington, New York, South Carolina, and Texas. Dude, that's amazing.
That is pretty cool. Or they could have just gave it to the church.
It's like we're actually working with the pastor the whole time. Thanks for all your money, but what donated to the church?
So the small town.
Sorry.
We meant our small town church, which is connected to a bunch of larger churches.
Sorry, the pastor has to pay for his fuel this month for his private jet. Okay. You know how like during the quarantine, the pets at the like humane centers or whatever aren't getting taken care of. There's like pet stores or whatever, and there's dog pounds. There's humane. I don't know what they're called. Humane societies. I don't know. Do you know what they're called? They are called humane societies. There's
Yeah.
like pets there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not getting taken care of because people can't like go to work or whatever. So I guess the pets are actually suffering from this too, just like the humans.
Yeah. Up top.
Shut up.
Wait, is that uncalled for?
Thank you for listening to the My Friend Tim podcast. See you next time.
We're gonna have to cut it. Cut it.
Yeah. I kind of hate my co